Hello, this is Cartoonist Will, and welcome to this week's Japan Jaunt. Now, this week we will be covering Yokai, but we won't be covering the entire thing. Obviously, 5 minutes isn't a lot of time. I've learned my lesson the last two Japan Jaunts. So today is just a brief overview of Yokai in general, and I think that I'll save some future Japan Jaunts to focus just on one Yokai a piece. Anyway, so yokai are Japanese ghosts or monsters that are taken out of folklore, and it's just crazy, man. I mean, I love Japanese culture. I love a lot of the things coming out of Japan, video games, kaiju, all sorts of stuff. Now, about yokai, and I used to use the word bakemono interchangeably, but that's not correct. Bakemono, which makes more sense to me, anyway, and I think I started doing this myself, but that word actually refers to shape-shifting yokai. I think I figured that out because one of my favorite yokais is the Bakeneko. The Bakeneko is a shape-shifting cat. Anyway, like I said, we'll get into focusing on one individual yokai at a time in future Japan Jaunts. I think it'll give us a lot of good content. But that's one of my favorites. I actually studied Japanese culture, architect, folklore, and all sorts of things, language, for about 10 years, until I finally gave up. And why I did this is I love Stan Sakai's Usagi Yojimbo comics. I love Japanese culture and folklore and whatnot so much that I wanted to create some comics based around samurai, ninja, yokai. I especially love supernatural things. I'm really big into Ghostbusters. I love Men in Black. So yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Cryptozoology. Anyway, so the yokai were really fascinating to me. Really fascinating. So, I spent a lot of time because I just wanted to, inspired by Stan Sakai's Usagi Yojimbo, and less, I wouldn't say less, no, in a different way. The also masterful Samurai Jack by Genndy Tartakovsky. That's not Japanese. It's Japanese inspired, but it's not from Japan. It's very watered down samurai, but still a great cartoon show. Still a great cartoon show. We're not here to talk about Jack though, but just things like this in the late '90s, just really inspiring me in late '90s, early 2000s, and so from about 2000 to 2010, something like that. I was really studying this stuff because I really wanted to talk about it. Anyway, we've got 2 minutes left. So, there was a lot of really strange yokai. You got your Kappa, which is a turtle monkey yokai. You got the Guma Onna, which is a spider woman. Now, I don't remember all the Japanese names right now. I need to really brush up. But, I've got some books. I've got Hearn's Japanese ghost stories called Kwaidan. That's Lafacadio Hearn. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. Lafshadio. Anyway. So, it's just a lot of stuff that I printed off the internet 20 years ago. Well, maybe not 20 years ago. What year was that? Well, it was almost 20 years ago. Maybe not 20. No, not exactly 20, but I'm old. Anyway, we've got giant centipedes. We've got a yokai that likes to say hi in the middle of the night, then it just bends over and moons you, and there's this eyeball in his anus. We've got an invisible wall yokai, which in my mind I picture as the Womp from Mario, except invisible. Except apparently I learned today that there are paintings depicting it, and it looks like the white flying dog dragon from Neverending Story. Yeah, that's apparently what it looks like when it's not invisible. You've got the Bakeneko, like I mentioned earlier, which is the shape-shifting cat. You've got the Nekomata, which is a necromancer cat. You've got sickle or scythe weasels. Anyway, so you have fun digging into that. Until next time, this has been Cartoonist Will with Japan Jaunt. Adios and sayonara.